Good evening, Year 6. I hope you're all well and keeping well. I think you probably noticed that I'm wearing a certain football top today. There is a reason for that. I managed to get myself in a national paper today. I've got a friend who's a journalist, and he was doing an article about a certain team from Nottingham called Nottingham Forest. And 40 years ago they won their second European Cups, it was then, and he interviewed a number of players, and they interviewed me. And obviously I made such an impression because I managed to get one sentence, one quote of mine, literally one sentence in the newspaper article. It's from a newspaper called the Mail on Sunday. And anyway, it's nice to be in the national press, doesn't happen very often. So thanks to my friend Nick for that, who's a journalist, been a journalist for a long time. So that's why I'm wearing my Nottingham Forest top. Okay, Year 6, I thought I'd just show the article in question on my computer screen. If you scroll down, that's my beloved Nottingham Forest. When you look on a newspaper online, there's all sorts of adverts and things, but if we scroll down carefully, then I think I will be able to find it around now. Here we are. If I highlight it, so there's my one line of quote in the article. Fame at last. There we go. So anyway, that's that really, and we'll get back to the learning. But I just thought I'd just show you Brian Clough, who a lot of your parents would know about this, and parents and carers. He was a very good manager for Nottingham Forest, did very well for them over the years, very successful manager. Okay. Right, I promise I won't mention Nottingham Forest much anymore, Year 6, but I just thought I'd show you a picture which is relevant to the article I just mentioned about Nottingham Forest and winning the European Cup, which is now called the Champions League. If you look there, as I focus in a little bit, that is the Champions League trophy, which used to be called the European Cup, and that was me when I was 10 years old holding the trophy when Nottingham Forest were lucky enough to win it. And there's me and my brother, and that's me. If I could point, that is me, and that's my brother, and he's very luckily holding the what's called the County Cup, which is when Nottingham Forest beat Notts County, so not quite as prestigious as the European Cup Champions League. All right, okay, enough about that, and we'll get on with the learning now. Right, Year 6, time for the quiz. I've based it on First News again, so it'd be good if you had a good little read of First News, because it's a very good newspaper. Quite a few articles about V-Day commemorations as well this week. So anyway, here we go with the quiz. Same as usual, you have to get the first letter from the answers that you think of, and then put them together to form a word, and then if you put the word on the Year 6 blog. So here we go. The first question is, in the section, and it's a special section called Animal Heroes of World War II, various animals have received what is called the PDSA Dickin Medal for Bravery. How many dogs have received this award? So obviously it's going to be a number answer, but obviously you can write a number in figures, in words otherwise. So obviously the first letter from that number will form part of the word that you're looking for. Right, second question. In the home news section, what is threatening wildlife along the reed beds of the River Tay, which happens to be in Scotland, in a region called Perth and Kinross? So if you look for the words Perth and Kinross, I'm sure you'll find the answer relatively soon on that one, relatively quickly. So that's about what natural thing is threatening wildlife along the River Tay. Right, the third question, and this is in the science section of First News. A new study, and this will be interesting for some of you runners out there, we know who we're talking about. A new study suggests a staggering 35 to 50% of runners are injured at any one time. I've certainly had some injuries when I've been running. The article suggests we might be better off running barefoot instead of wearing running what? So what's the answer to that one? You could probably work that one out without even looking at the article, but actually it could be two answers, couldn't it? So you have to look at the article to find the answer. Right, the fourth one is in the big news section. The lockdown has meant that the UK has gone the longest period since Victorian times without using coal. And what was that coal used to create? What is, or usually, when we use coal, what is it used to create? Okay, but we've got the longest period since Victorian times without using coal to create. And what's the word? The fifth question. In the sports section, so you have to scroll all the way down to the sports section. What month is the Women's PGA Golf Championship scheduled to start again? In which month? Okay, think about that one. And the final question for this little first news quiz challenge. What is the name of the champion surfing dog? So surfing meaning surfing the web, I think, by the looks of the picture on the in first news. But also the dog is very useful because it helps support people suffering from mental health issues. So what is the name of that champion surfing dog? So you've got all 6 letters now from the answers to the first news quiz. So if you put them together to form this week's word. Good luck on that one. Right, Year 6, I'll keep the football theme going just a little bit longer, so please indulge me on that one. What I want you to do in the quick mental maths practice now is have a go at working out goal difference. What goal difference is, for those who might not know, is you work out the amount of goals a team scored compared to the amount of goals they conceded, and the goal difference is the difference between the two, okay? So I want you to work out the goal difference. This is what I predict when Forest get promoted, when the league eventually happens again, and Forest get promoted to the Premier League. This is what I predict will happen next season in the matches that they play against these teams. So here we go. So this is what's going to happen next season when the football starts again, hopefully, and Forest play these teams. So here we go. So first results. First results just come in. I might just have to put my glasses on for these because it's unbelievable the scores that have come in, but there we go. Right, Forest 4, Man City 1. Next results just coming in now. Yep, Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest 5. Sounds like a good game, that one. Oh, we're just hearing the next results just coming in. And this was a home match for Forest. Nottingham Forest 7, Chelsea 2. And then Forest had to stay in London to play the next match, and they were playing Arsenal. Arsenal put up a good fight, but the score in the end was Arsenal 1. Actually, it didn't put up a good fight, really. Arsenal 1, Forest 6. And finally, Forest got to play Portsmouth in the FA Cup. And I think I'm reading this right. The score was Forest 17, Portsmouth 2. Unlucky Portsmouth. Anyway, your mental maths practice is to work out what Forest's goal difference was. So by that you have to work out how many goals they scored compared to how many goals they conceded, and tell me on the Year 6 blog what their goal difference was. Right, Year 6, I'm going to talk a little bit about the learning now and try and keep it relatively brief, because I'm sure you've heard enough about Nottingham Forest for now, some of you anyway. Right, so firstly about the English, for the writing, I've piggybacked onto Mrs. Rennie's ideas this week. So she put a link to a PowerPoint about evolution, which was a clash of ideas between obviously Charles Darwin and Wallace, his name is. So what she suggested is you write a diary entry from either the point of view of either Darwin or Wallace, and there's an extension task, I'm just looking at it now, where you could write a great scientist mini biography with some interesting facts about the scientists. So that'd be good to do. In terms of maths, Year 6, it's obviously carrying on the theme park maths. I hope you're learning a little bit about business and how obviously you start to reinvest money as time goes on in a business, and you learn about profits and losses and costs and things. So this week what I'd like you to do is the next 4 tasks. So task 8 is about running your theme park for the second season, obviously with some slightly higher costs involved and hopefully slightly higher revenue as well, because there'll be more footfall. Entry fee, you'll have to decide it either yourself or with a parent carer could help you. And then task 10 is about how many visitors you might have in your park, depending on your advertising campaign that you obviously got a little, hopefully an increase in visitors on that one. And finally, task 11, what is your profit, which might take a little bit of a while to sort out, because obviously you've got to think about all the charges that you have incurred, and then alongside the profit from the entry to the theme park, alongside ice cream and other things that people might buy once they're in the theme park. So let me know if you've got any questions on the theme park maths for this week, but it's activities 8, 9, 10 and 11. In terms of other learning Year 6, if you look at the weekly plan, it would be great, following on from Mrs. Brockhurst's letter the other day, about sending messages to West Sussex hospitals, Western Sussex hospitals as they're called, to those who are stuck in the wards without their family members there, and cards and letters and saying thinking of you, those kind of things would be great for them to receive. So that would be great. Thank you for all your Year 6 work on the Year 6 blog and the photos and things. It's much appreciated by myself and Mrs. Rennie. So I think it just remains to say, come on you Reds and all the other teams that you may support, if you do support any teams, and stay safe Year 6, and we'll communicate this week on the Year 6 blog. Look forward to that. Okay, bye-bye.